1, 2, 3, 4 test. Right, good evening everyone, and welcome to the Amateur TV Net, which is held every Tuesday night at 8 PM. I think I've got everything working, audio and video, that's good. Okay, this evening we'll have Peter VK3BFG, he'll be coming up first, and I'm sure as usual he's got a very comprehensive report on what's been happening with Theory Peter. Also Richard VK3VRS will be coming on after Peter. And Richard, when you're finished, if you could put it back to me. So don't forget, next week, or this Saturday, we're going to have a bit of a gathering. So John VK3ATV will explain all about that, seeing he's the one that's been organising it. So looking forward to hearing what John's got to say about Saturday. I believe a lot of people are going to be turning up, so everyone's welcome, and it should be a great day. So Peter, if you're ready to go, and I can see you are, and your mic is turned on, no flat battery, so everyone, if you'd like to switch across to VK3RTV1 right now, and Peter will present his report for this evening. Take it away, Peter.
Okay, Neil, thanks for that. Just turned around there to turn your audio off, so we didn't have a problem there. I think my audio should be okay tonight. I've been told again that it's been a bit on the high side, so we've cut it down a fair bit, and hopefully it's satisfactory now with the little lapel mic. All automatic with the Canon mic, of course. It just does its thing, and that's pretty good. But anyway, hopefully we set that okay. Over the week, we've seen some very nice video. Coming from, emanating from the west somewhere or other, can't imagine where. But yeah, very colourful and really good plugs for both the ATV group meeting, which we don't have very often. We meet often on TV, but not very often just face to face. But that'll be good. Sure, John will be talking about that. And also, I received in the email from the same gentleman, Rob, VK3IE actually, as everyone would know. I've got a very, very nice video to put up with RTVs, the file that you can play, and it's very much Australian orientated, very much Victorian, Melbourne orientated even, or perhaps Melbourne and Metro and Geelong, and an excellent production by 3FX, of course. So that'll be going up when I get a chance to go up to the repeater, and it's been a world record this week. I haven't been up there, so yes, so things seem to be going okay. We put a brand new receiver up there. Unfortunately, the new combo receivers, they still receive DVS2, but then they're not receiving DVS anymore. So I guess there's been a sequence where all the satellites that have been using or bringing down DVS have been changed over to S2. And there's actually another format as well on the satellite high definition. There's S2X or whatever it's called, but anyway, there's another one as well. So I guess it's not surprising that they're not supporting S, but it's a bit of a pain for us. So the guys in the West have got together, namely Neil and Rob, and they're sending over a couple of Clearview receivers, which are really nice receivers, and they will do S. So we'll set that receiver on top of the existing receiver, which is working very, very well on DVB-T. So we'll just leave that one be, and we'll just hook in the second receiver with a bit of a software change, and then we'll be able to receive DVS again on 1287. And that particularly affects, I know, Mick, and besides that, there may be other people that come up with standard definition. 1255 and 1246 still support standard definition, so we wanted to do the same out the West as well. So I'm getting a couple of Clearview receivers to modify, and I've already made the keying circuits for one of them at least, and we'll get those up as soon as they arrive. So that'll be very good. Been doing a little bit of work on August the 31st, which of course is going to be the DATV QSO Party Day. As I've mentioned previously, we're not going to do the Friday night, but we're going to do Saturday all day pretty well. Well, there'll be a break for a dinner, but I would think that the morning is going to be taken up by our American contacts. Art over there in Columbus, Ohio, is going to be on again, and Bill, AB0MY in the Boulder, Colorado, is going to act as anchor for the Boulder guys. So that's going to be on, and of course Roland is going to be there, bringing in all the people that are on the Southern California net and wider. So that'll be a pretty big morning, straight early afternoon, I would think. And then we'll have a break, and around about maybe 7:30ish, we'll go across, and we're going to have certainly going to have UK, and I've sent an email to Claudio, and hopefully Claudio will be able to be there. But we've already had a test from one of the G stations, very successful. He's hot to trot, so that's great, John Murphy. And tomorrow morning I'll be talking with the chairman of the British Amateur TV Club, and Martin is keen to help us, and so there'll be some more G stations, and maybe even possibly even some South Africans, believe it or not. But that's maybe a possibility. So we're going to have an extended international QSO party, which was really the idea of it in the first place. And we did have some UK stations very earlier on, but it looks as though we might be able to extend even further, and perhaps some contacts via the satellite as well. So yeah, I think things are going to be really good for August the 31st. That's the DATV QSO party, of course. Over the last little while, I've been on Alibaba and other sources, and I've purchased some of these. These are the panels that Jim Andrews in Boulder has tested, and he's verified them as being quite up to standard and up to spec. They've got an end connector in the bottom here, which is shielded, which is a nice little thing, so that the connector can go up there. But I'd rather perhaps they didn't shield it, because we like to put a tape around the connectors, and the self-sealing tape. But we'll see how we go with that. Around the back, you've just got a flat plate, and you've got some U-bolts that are supplied, some small ones. So you'd have to design the structure for which this goes on. On the back, it says this thing will work between 1100 and 1300 megs. And I tested it over the total range of emitter frequencies, and the return loss, VSWR, is very low, right across the band. So it is a very broadband device. And according to Jim Andrews, it's reasonable in the gain department as well. It's obviously made for outside work. It's fully sealed. I don't intend taking the back off, breaking the seal or anything like that. But it's just an antenna that we have as a backup if should any of our antennas fail. Well, I've actually got 4 of these out in the garage. Well, 3 out in the garage and 1 here. So there we are. We might do some field testing of those when it gets a bit warmer. Unfortunately, my area where I used to field test antennas has been converted into man-made lakes. It's all very nice down there now. It's a real conversion of what was sort of a drain and a bit of a creek into something that's really nice. But it's broken up my RF antenna testing range, so we'll have to find somewhere else. Look, a 40 field will be okay, but this one was basically an open field. It was the flood basin before you get to Knox City Shopping Centre, and there was an oval there, but it wasn't used very much. It was sort of in the back blocks, and there was a very large space behind the oval. So over the years we've been using that for testing antennas. But anyway, we'll probably use one of the footy fields there that will still be okay. All right, well, that's about it from me. Richard, if you start keying up, unfortunately we're going to be I'm on DVB2 at the moment, so there'll be a little bit of a delay there. And while I think of that, some of you will notice that sometimes it takes a very long time for the system to respond to you, and often comes up with a no signal sign and then drops off and then comes back up again. And the reason for that is the combo receivers are responding to both S and T signals. So when I'm expecting, or when the software is expecting a DVB-S signal, it could be keyed on DVB-T and vice versa. And then it's got to go through that that sequence of looking for that kind of a signal, realising that it ain't that kind of signal, then it drops off. Then it goes through the sequence again, looking for the signal. So it can take some time, and it's just one of those things where we've got a polling arrangement, and we're thought that the receivers wouldn't respond correspondingly. In other words, a T receiver wouldn't respond to S and vice versa. But they do, but they work out this is not what they want, and sort of spit the dummy after that, which is what we want. In retrospect, if I had enough interrupts, that would have been the way to go with that kind of a system. But there was only one interrupt available on this chip. The way it is was a Pickaxe 40X2, and back then they only had one interrupt because they're using all the interrupts. They're actually in the microchip there for other things. So nowhere to go on that one. And not being an expert programmer, we use Pickaxe because it's just a plain basic language. Still got to program them, but it's not the stuff that Rob's over there in Geelong's involved in by a long shot. So that's why I chose the Pickaxe range of chips to be controllers, and they're very good at it. There's no problem with that. The text probably can be understood by most people by just looking at it. So it's one of those things, but there was only one interrupt, and I used that for the DTMF controller. So when the DTMF gets the hash, which is the first thing to be sent, that causes the interrupt on the chip, and that's the only one that was there. But if there were, say, 8 interrupts, well, the response would be a lot quicker, pretty much. But there it is. It is what it is, and it's great that the repeaters work for a whole 1 week without me going up there. So VK3VRS to take it. This is VK3BFG 1 Turner South.
Excellent. There I am. Yeah, just a long pause. I was transmitting, pretty much from when you said, "Oh, Richard, you might as well start transmitting." So I did. Anyway, good news, Peter. I've just got to shut down a few things because I'm getting a couple of warnings here. Too many things running. Anyway, very good. I haven't got a lot on tonight, not TV related or ham radio related. It's more what I did on the weekend actually. I had a well-earned break. I needed to. I'm a very busy person, so very few breaks. But I decided I'll have one. So every year I go on what we call the boys' trip, which is old men pretending to be boys again, and we just relax. And I'll show you the photos where we go. So it's a very well hidden spot. Not a huge amount of people know about it. You have to get there by 4-wheel drive. So yeah, and we pick a time when there's less likely to be even people that know about it turn up. But yeah, anyway, I'll put it on and I'll show you. I've got a couple of still shots, and I've also got a little video, so it'll fill a bit of time. Yeah, there we go, that's better. So these photos are from a different time to the video. These are older photos, so fireplace doesn't look that big in that shot, but believe you me, it's quite big. Those logs in front of it are pretty big. That's our kitchen area, and that's sort of one of the sleeping areas. You can see we swag it, and you can see it's just a tin with a dirt floor. There's a sort of a shot of the fireplace. All these photos are from the same trip, which was probably a couple of years ago. There it is. That's what it looks like from the outside. So just so you know, this is an altitude of 985 metres above sea level. So when snow comes down below 900, yeah, we get a down. We actually enjoy the snow. You see there on the right, there's the fireplace. Yeah, and there's the fire in full motion. So yeah. I'll show you the rest of the video shortly. Just to reiterate too, on this Saturday, looking forward to the meetup. Not that a lot of us haven't met before, because we often go to the same hamfests and whatnot and catch up. But this one I think is better because it's going to be specifically for ATVers and people who are watching and want to transmit or want to learn a bit more about what's happening, or just a social get together, which is often a good thing. Being ham radio operators, we spend a lot of time in our shacks and not out socialising with people, so behind the mic, or in this case the camera. But it's nice to actually have a face-to-face contact with people and socialise. So that's what I think it's going to be really good. And anyone who is watching and isn't an active transmitter, or even if they've got transmitters and they don't actively transmit, it's still really good to come to that. So all you guys that are watching that transmit during the week but not at the net, please come as well. Everyone's welcome, and it's good to always put faces to call signs and graphics and whatnot, and then have a chat. I know of several people that are coming. I know I'm going to be in a car of at least 3. So there's 3 coming from this direction, possibly 4, I don't know. But anyway, so that'll be good on Saturday. So all good fun. Now, I'm going to put this video on, if I can work out how to put it on. Hang on. I think it's that one. Yeah. All right, let's just watch this video and see how it goes. All the boys are out on a four-wheel drive trip at the moment. Left me to look after camp, which I'm happy to do. So here's camp. It doesn't look much. It's a big tarp on 2 walls, as you can see, and a tin roof. So this is normally when you arrive, this is all open, and you can see our tin roof up there. Good thing is, a lot of mud at the moment. No snow at the moment, no snow. There's the fireplace, and you see the chimney. So that's pretty good. Now, entry to keep the wind out, although it's just perfect still at the moment. Not even really cold. In through here. And this is our camp, our setup.
Eskies. Pile of wood that's disappearing. A couple of swags. There. And there's a few more over there. And there. There's our fireplace. You can see it's actually quite a large fireplace with quite a sized log in it at the moment. And we put that on. Boys put it on, give you an idea of the size of that log. There's my hand. So it's a fair sized log. I'm trying not to show you the wall too much because people like to vandalise it with silly things. So you can see this is our kitchen area where we cook a lot of our stuff under there. So we string up some lights, so you can see up there, lights, we string them up and all run from our batteries. So these are our camps. And sounds like no, that sounds like visitors, doesn't sound like our guys. Alright, that's it for now. Hope you've enjoyed our camp.
For live news on the planets, cosmology, sunspots and more, every Friday at 10 p.m. VK3 CSJ presents the Astronomical Society of Victoria broadcast on this amateur television repeater, VK3 RTV Channel 1.
And there we go. So that was that was our my little trip. The visitors, by the way, were two blokes on bikes. Just come down, sort of following tracks, and went, oh, somebody's at this spot. So they knew about it, but yeah, they were just checking to see who was there. And of course, they saw smoke coming out of the chimney, and came down. And it's actually quite secluded because you can't see it off the main track, and it's just this little offshoot track just to get to it. But yeah, so I had a nice relaxing time there. Now, Steve G has asked a question on Discord, and he's asked it again on YouTube. Not sure if it's our 4 years ago today. Possibly Ian might have that record. Maybe even Peter might know when we activated on this current site. So yeah, I'm not sure. It'd be around that time. Pretty sure we were in COVID when it was activated, so yeah, it could be interesting. Or pre-COVID? Or, yeah, it was around that time anyway, I know that. But I can't remember the exact date. But yep, if you reckon it's the 16th, hoo-hoo, happy birthday, repeater. Now, I don't believe that there is anybody else on RTV1. Clint, I know I was talking to him this afternoon on our drive time, on our regular repeater, and he was very tired, so he wasn't sure whether he was going to be around. And I just received a message that we've got another watcher on YouTube. Hi Mark. He just sent me a text message to say he's watching from work, so hopefully he's got that. Anyway, very good. I've got no one else, Neil, so I'm assuming it's just back to you. So everyone, thanks for watching. Hopefully we see you on Saturday, and yeah, have a chat, bring something if you like, or if you don't, it doesn't really matter, as long as you have a good time and we enjoy it. So I'm sure there'll be more information about it with one of our others that are playing. So I'm just getting my remote ready, so to flick over, and I see Neil's ready. So everyone that's on watching on radio live from the net, please flick over to RTV2 when you see my test pattern, and I'm quite sure that Neil will be there. So thanks, guys. Thanks for watching.
Stand by. Not sure what's happening here. Okay. Not sure where that feedback's coming from. Where is it coming from? Can't work it out yet. John, maybe you should take it, John, till I work out what this feedback is. 3ATV, 3BCF.
One, two. Good evening, everyone. This is John, VK3 ATV in Williamstown. Neil's having some issues with his audio, so asked me to fill in while he's fixing that. So good evening, everyone. Thanks for watching. First up, as a couple of people have already mentioned, is a reminder about the Melbourne ATV group get-together on Sunday the 30th. So, sorry, Sunday the 20th, start again. On the 20th, I'm reading my email date. On the 20th of July, which is this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. So we've run it across lunch, so you can bring some lunch or buy from the cafe next door. They have good coffee and food there. There will be tea and coffee and biscuits available free of charge at the Amateur Radio Victoria rooms. So yeah, hope to see you there. Bring along some projects. There's a few people bringing some parts, and it'll be interesting to have a look at look at that. Bring your projects that you haven't quite finished yet and you want to ask some advice on. Or just bring your questions. So that will be Saturday the 20th of July, 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. And there's the address there, 40G Victoria Boulevard, Ashburton. So there's plenty of parking around the area, and there is also a railway station within 5-minute walking distance. And I'm not sure which railway station it is. You might have to look that up yourself, but quite easy access to get to by train if you don't wish to drive. Okay, I've got. Put myself back on. So, I showed you last week how my hides setup was, and sorry I have to keep turning around, but I haven't really set up a control desk like others have, unfortunately. But I have last week showed you this diagram, which was a fairly basic diagram of my hides transmitter, and I had in that, as you can see in the bottom, the left hand side down towards the bottom, I had the video camera symbol as the HDMI video. So I'm going to expand on that tonight and show you a basic diagram of what video how I get the video into the hides and the DATV Express transmitters. So I hope you can all see that, and I've still got video. Now don't be scared by this. All you need is a video camera, but this is where it gets to be a little bit more fun when you start playing with video mixing, and I'm sure others have got far more complex systems than this. But basically, the centre of the system is the ATEM Mini Pro hardware video mixer, and the PC, which has got a few different software packages running, the main one being the vMix software. So they're the two ways. In fact, I've got 3 ways of mixing video, because I've still got my old analog video mixer. So I can still run DVD player, media player. In fact, I've still got a VHS player there as well, and I've got a few analog cameras. So I have an analog video camera, which I just run through a separate analog to HDMI, small cheap converter. But I've got the larger analog to HDMI converter as well. So those inputs, those 4 inputs go into my ATEM Mini Pro. I've also got 2 microphones, one of which is a handheld I'm using at the moment. And I can mix all of those, and I've got a small display coming off the ATEM, so I can see what the program is, what the 4 inputs are, and what audio is running through it. So that ATEM Mini Pro HDMI output goes into my PC, and then that runs into the vMix software. I've got other software like the ATEM software control panel, as well there. And I've got 3 displays on my PC. So the main display normally shows the vMix. The second display shows the ATEM control panel. And the third display, I run through a HDMI mixer to a small display, and that same output goes into the HIDES transmitter. So the HIDES, basically you can just run a video camera, HDMI straight into that if you want, but this just is a little bit of fun for me playing with the setup. The USB is just for the software control for the HIDES transmitter. Now I can also use this same system for my DATV Express, and all I do is run the video stream out of the vMix software via USB into the DATV Express software. So that's my DVB-S transmitter, that's my DVB-T transmitter. So I just thought that might be interesting for people if you're interested in playing with video. HDMI, well, we used to be able to do some great things with analog video, but there is certainly a lot more you can do now, much easier with digital video. So that's it. So quickly, as I described, that's my ATEM software mixer. That's the vMix control panel. This is the video input into the DVB-T transmitter, so I can make sure that I've got the right picture and sound, and I can get sound on that, of course, with any HDMI. The ATEM Mini Pro mixer with the monitor on the output of the ATEM. So that's pretty much. There's a lot of other HDMI splitters, etc. HDMI switches, manual switches as well in the system, but I thought I'd keep that as simple as possible. Yeah, just it's quite interesting when you build that up. And look, I didn't design that, I didn't draw that up and then buy everything and connect it all up. It was a piece at a time. So, which I'm sure everybody else has done. So I hope that was a little interesting for you, and something you can do once you get your transmitter working well and get on air. Then you can start playing with video and video mixes. And as you can see, people like Richard and Ian have got the video switching and video mixing down to a fine art. I'm still learning, as we probably all are. So I think it'll probably be back to Neil now. You want to give us a shout out, Neil, if you're ready to go?
Yeah, we'll give it a go.
All right. Neil thinks he's found the audio problem, so we'll hand it back to.
I don't know, but we'll see how it goes.
Okay. All right. Fingers crossed, everyone, that Neil's got the problem solved. So, thanks everyone for watching, and I look forward to seeing as many faces as possible on the weekend. It looks like we're going to have quite a few there, so it should be a good discussion. All right, 73s from John, VK3 ATV in Williamstown, and I'll hand you back to VK3 BCU, Neil.
I've got feedback. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. No, that's good. I think that's... Oh, it's my TV off. I think that's where I came undone, John. Too many inputs, too many loops, too many sources of video and audio, and I think I had one video mixer conflicting with another one because I've got two. I've got the A10 Mini and the OC, and I had them both set on the same input, and it got into a loop. Anyway, I neglected to mention that you can watch the net obviously through VK3RTV, which is really the way we like you to do it. But if you can't, there's Ian VK3QL's YouTube feed, Rob VK3IE's BATC feed, and Richard VK3VRS's Discord feed. So you've got a number of ways of watching the net, so there's no excuses. And also neglected to mention who's watching this evening. I'll just get a drink of water. That's better. We've got Fred VK3ZAQ, Nick VK3CH, who unfortunately couldn't get into the repeater this evening, Bob VK3BVR, and Mark VK3PI. And we have, oh wow, 22 on YouTube. And the stations I can identify, let me see if there's, oh, computer's closed down. There was a VK2, let's see, on Rob's feed, there's VK3BA. G'day there, Mick. So Nick on... G'day there, Nick, VK3BA, and Rob VK3IE, and Claudio I2NDT was watching, but he's obviously not on anymore. And let me see, can I identify anyone else on YouTube? Not just at the moment. Too hard to read a screen while I'm actually trying to watch the camera. But look, thank you everyone for watching. Hopefully we'll see you all on Saturday. I'm going to bring along a bit of gear. I'm going to bring along a few transmitters. And for the people that haven't transmitted yet, or say for the people that haven't tried T yet, I'll bring along a T transmitter, 2 different types of T transmitters, and show them. And I'm sure other people will bring things along as well. We'll all have lots of questions to ask each other. So see you on Saturday at 10 AM. Cheers. Oh, here.